These are secrets that will absolutely ruin your childhood. So you guys, let's just think about it this way. The Krusty Krab is shaped like a lobster trap and a crab. In one episode, Mr. Krab takes a bite of his Krabby Patty and says, "So that's what I taste like." There is also barely any crabs in SpongeBob for a reason, because a secret ingredient inside the Krabby Patty is crabs. It's crabs, you guys. Crabs is the secret ingredient inside the Krabby Patty. Mind blown. Okay, you guys, so this is a crazy theory about Phineas and Ferb and their sister, Candace. So you guys, the real reason why Candace is absolute bonkers inside of the movie is because there's a theory that says Phineas was her little brother and he was bullied in school up because other kids thought he was too nerdy. And one day a bully punched Phineas in the head really, really hard, and it actually took Phineas's life. So that's why Candace has changed and she's the way she actually is. So Candace couldn't deal with Phineas's death. So she actually built an imaginary world where he was still alive and playing with her brother Ferb. And Ferb has a disability where he can't talk too much within that world. But she imagines that Phineas and Ferb go on all these adventures together. And the real reason why our mother can't see the things that Phineas and Ferb is doing is because they just simply aren't actually there. And this is such a crazy theory and a myth, and I honestly might actually believe this one. This right here is mind-blowing, and I am genuinely impressed. Now we have Nemo. We've all probably seen the movie Nemo, but did you know that people actually say that Nemo is dead? And they actually can't find Nemo for a reason, and he's actually just an analogy of Marlin's grief, and the word Nemo in Latin actually means for no one. So you guys, no one means nobody is there, and so Nemo is no one. And not just that, but after the movie Nemo came out, people were buying so many clownfish that the population of clownfish actually dropped by 75%. Because people were buying them and then actually setting them free by flushing them down the toilet, which obviously results in them just dying later on. That's crazy, right? Now we have Princess and the Frog. This is mind-blowing what I end up actually finding out. You guys, so after the movie Princess and the Frog, we all know the princess actually goes and kisses the frog. And then they end up actually creating the prince and they end up happily ever after. But you guys, so many people thought this would actually become real, that over 50 girls ended up actually going and kissing frogs in real life, and not, well, probably hundreds of thousands of girls did it, but 50 of them actually end up going to the hospital because they end up getting salmonella from kissing a frog. I do not recommend kissing a frog no matter what. That is not a good idea. How crazy is that, though? Please do not go kiss frogs. Okay, you guys, a Little Red Riding Hood. We all know this movie, and it is like about the girl who's going through the woods. She actually ends up getting caught by the wolf, the big bad wolf, yada, yada, yada. And then the pigs, like, huffing and puffing, I blow your house down. I'm pretty sure that's Little Red Riding Hood, right? Well, anyways, though, apparently the wolf actually ended up, Little Red Riding Hood forced her to actually eat her own grandmother. That's what it says in the original text of this story. That the wolf actually forced her to go and eat her own grandmother. Are you hearing me right now, you guys? That is absolutely bonkers. Forces you to go eat your own grandma. Like, I am not eating my grandma. That's all I gotta say. Okay, you guys, so now we have Pocahontas. Did you know that Pocahontas is actually a true story? But what's even crazier about all of this is, you guys, Pocahontas, during the real story, or not the real story, but during the story here, she actually was between only the age of 10 or 11 at the time the Disney story took place. And John Smith, was believed to be at 27 years old at the time. That doesn't sound very good. But they actually were never romantically involved. And not just that, but Pocahontas was actually held hostage and eventually taken to England when she was 17. And she tragically died at the age of 21. So Pocahontas was a real person in real life who was taken and even taken the life of. How insane is that? Poor Pocahontas. And that's kind of crazy. John Smith is 27, she was 10 or 11, bro. That is not okay. That is not okay. We all know the amazing show Pinocchio. The more you lie, the longer your nose grows. Okay, you guys, I don't need my nose grown any longer. But let's just say, isn't it weird when we come to think about it? Like, Pinocchio's sitting there smoking cigars and drinking beer and stuff, and he is just a little kid. Like, Pinocchio is literally, like, maybe 13 years old at the most, and he is out here just smoking and drinking beers. Like, that is so bad if you actually really think about it. Why did we never notice that in the past? Like, I never thought this was ever like, hey, he's definitely a kid sitting there chugging some beers and smoking some cigars. But in reality, he is just a kid doing that. That is not okay. Corella DeVille. We all know her from the movie 101 Dalmatians. She has all these Dalmatians. She has all of them. And she pretends that as if she loves them all. But they all want to get away from her, of course, because she's creepy and evil. And the only reason she really wants Dalmatians is so she can actually kill the Dalmatians. Oh, it's sick to think about. And make clothes and furs. As you can see, she always goes and wears the white and black clothes. And that's for a reason, because that is the fur of the Dalmatians. Sick, right? Let's now move on to the Powerpuff Girls. So, some people think that the Powerpuff Girls are just actually one girl. What? The Powerpuff Girl, definitely 3 girls, right? But there is actually a fan who claims that all 3 Powerpuff Girls are actually just a split personality of a woman. So you're trying to tell me they got bipolar or something? Because that's crazy. They got some crazy different things. But that she actually doesn't have all of the superpowers either, which is so crazy to think. And they think the professor is actually just her dad, which is kind of insane. And the brightness of the show really resembles a psychotic fever dream. I don't know, you guys. That one's kind of creepy. And if that is true, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to be real with you guys. I never really watched Powerpuff Girls. That's just not something I ever got into, and I don't really know much about it even in the first place. So if you're a Powerpuff Girl fan and you just figured this out, did it ruin it for you? Is that entire show destroyed? ScoobyDoo! Ruh-roh, Raggy, where's Velma? Okay, but anyways, let's move on, you guys. So some people speculate that Scooby-Doo has actually taken place during an intense economic depression. And that's why the criminals and gang catchers tend to be everyday people who have no choice but to turn to crime. They actually end up going and losing their jobs as scientists and small business owners, and most become villains to survive. Wait, that's kind of crazy. Is that why everyone is creating all of these crimes? This is absolutely insane, you guys. If this is true, that is bonkers. Because, wait, oh my gosh, wait, I just thought of this. Wait, so if they're actually causing all the crimes, does that mean all this is going on in like the year of like 2008 when the market crashed? Scooby-Doo was out way before that, though. Has there been any other economic crises, really? Okay, World War I, World War II for sure, economic crisis. Oh my goodness. This could be true. Curious George. You guys, I actually didn't watch that much Curious George. Did you guys ever watch Curious George? I definitely watched a little bit of it growing up, but like not a lot. But everyone knows that Curious George is a monkey, right? Well, supposedly Curious George isn't actually a monkey. Some people are actually going and trying to depict it that he's not a monkey and he's actually a chimpanzee. And the reason people say that is, well, they believe that chimps aren't actually monkeys. They think that they just aren't. I don't know why they think they aren't. But a lot of people also think that there's gorillas, orangutans, humans, chimps are great apes. But a chimpanzee is not a monkey. So therefore, people are saying that Curious George is not a monkey and he's a chimpanzee. That's insane to think about. Do you think he's a chimpanzee, or do you think he's a monkey? Or do you think it's just a boy dressed up in a monkey costume, huh? You ever thought about that before? Teletubbies! Okay, if you're watching this right now and you watch Teletubbies, you're probably a little bit older, but maybe because Teletubbies doesn't air as much anymore, or does it? I really don't know, but for me, Teletubbies was definitely a thing I watched when I was a little kid. A little bit of it. I was more of like a Elmo kind of guy, I'm gonna be honest with you. But, hey, Wizard of Waverly Place, Drake and Josh, ICarly, you guys running those anymore? Alright, let's just move on, though. But we have Teletubbies, and the Teletubbies set has been torn down. No! Where they used to film the show, Teletubbies has actually been absolutely demolished. And it was a site of a large pond and totally unrecognizable to those who used to watch the show because they turned it into a pond now. It no longer exists, and it is very, very tragic to hear. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Casper is known to be a very, very friendly ghost. But some people here are saying that Casper is more like called the Miserable Ghost. They're actually saying this because they usually don't really work out. Casper ends up miserable every time he fails to make a friend. The premise is actually horribly depressing. Casper is actually a child, you guys, who never had any friends and just wants what he never got in life. But for some reason, he can never got it because, well, he obviously ended up passing away. So what he does is he tries to keep moving on, and actually trying to get more friends, but he just can't. And therefore, Casper isn't actually just a happy, friendly ghost. He is actually Casper the miserable ghost. I feel bad even saying that because Casper is such a nice ghost. But poor guy, all he wants is friends. That's really sad to think about, actually. Everyone deserves friends. Now we're moving on to Beauty and the Beast. What are we going to be calling this? Is it Beauty and the Beast? If you haven't watched the show, so it's actually about a cursed man or a beast that was a curse who only broke if he was able to fall in love with someone and get them to love him back before he actually turned 21. So if he didn't do it before his 21st birthday, he was turned into a beast. And not just was he turned into one beast, he was actually an accumulation of multiple beasts. People call them a chimera. So it's actually a monster made up of a multitude of different animals, and they actually kind of all got fused together and created into one animal, and that is what he is now. So he's called the Beauty and the Beast. But this is actually kind of crazy because he is not just no bear, he is actually a lot of different animals combined, and it's super, super creepy. And it kind of makes it even more disturbing. And not just that, will he break the curse? Watch the movie and find out. So you guys, this is awesome. So we have the Fairly Odd Parents. We got Timmy Turner. We got Cosmo. We got Wanda. Cosmo's the lady in the pink Cosmo is actually the guy in the green, and Wanda is the person in the pink hair. And then Timmy Turner is the boy with the little buck teeth. Oh, that kid. Yeah, okay. So, well, Timmy Turner actually lives an amazing life where he can actually create any wishes he wants, and boom, Cosmo and Wanda will make those wishes come true. He actually has an evil babysitter, and he's trying to actually make it so he can, kind of make it so anything with the evil babysitter can go away. And trust me, you guys, this babysitter is evil. If you haven't watched Fairly Odd Parents, then you're missing out. That's 100% true. But you guys, Timmy cannot go on living the way he is. This boy needs to grow up and live his life, because if he has these if he has these Fairly Odd Parents forever, then he'll actually never learn what he's doing. So it's very important to not be babied and get everything that you want throughout your life, because you'll never have to face anything on your own. It's very important that you actually do not 100% get babied, because then you won't know what it's like to face real challenges in life. If you have a challenge and it always gets fixed instantly by someone else, then you'll never know how to face those challenges on your own. Like, for example, if you end up needing your homework, but then you just pay someone to do your homework for you, then you're never going to learn how to do the homework yourself. You actually need to put in the time, study, and figure it out. Super easy stuff like that, and you definitely do not want everything to be handed to you. You got to work hard for it. This right here is absolutely insane. In the movie Hercules, have you seen Hercules before? Comment down below. But in the movie's Hercules, the rug that Hercules actually throws over himself is Scar from The Lion King. You know Simba's brother, Scar? Wait, is it Simba? Or is it Simba's dad? Yeah, I think Simba's dad's brother is actually the rug that Hercules throws over his face and he uses as a scarf. That is the man's Scar from The Lion King. How crazy is that? WALL-E. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But WALL-E is actually based on a true story, supposedly. Because the barren futuristic wasteland that WALL-E inhabits is based on the real-life nuclear disaster of Chernobyl. I've never even thought of this before, and that is absolutely insane. Because some say the design team studied images of the nuclear fallout and made their model mirror the destruction. Holy cow, this has to do with the nuclear explosion in the area of Chernobyl. Did you ever know that about WALL-E? Did you ever know that? Comment down below. Snow White. It's a movie about a princess and the 7 dwarfs. But one specific 7 dwarf is actually the man Dopey. And Dopey never talks. But why doesn't Dopey talk? I never even thought of this before until I came across this article. Supposedly, Dopey is mute and purposely holds back everything he says. The only word I've ever heard him actually say is the word mama. But the reason is, everyone is like, why? Why doesn't he talk? And it's resulting in something terrible happened to his mother. And it actually made him never, ever, ever want to speak again. Besides saying the word mama. That is so sad, and let's be real, you guys, Dopey is so, so cute. We now have SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. How does he do it? I don't know how to do his laugh. Okay, anyways, you guys. But this is actually Patrick's fishing license. So Patrick's fishing license is a license for fishing Patrick owns. for fishing Patrick owns, what? That appears in the Farmer Bob. It symbolizes cannibalism and war. Using this, Patrick can legally commit Wait a minute. Because he is under the sea. So anyone he fishes for is actually killing people in his community. Why does Patrick have a fishing license? That is creepy. Now this is interesting, because this is what it looks like to be inside the movie Cars. Well, actually inside Mater's head. So Mater is obviously the tow truck inside the movie's car. And you can actually see here, this is everything within inside them. This is their mouth, their teeth, their ears, their eyes, their brains even. Oh my goodness, me looking at this is never going to be the same. Oh, that gives me the Jeepers Creepers. Mater, I didn't want you to have all this. My childhood was a lie. No. I love these things. It's just a tape measure? What? I used to used to snap those things all the time. No way. You're trying to tell me Freddy isn't actually the one holding the camera up that entire time? There's actually someone behind him? No. That messes with my head. That guy wasn't vlogging. He had someone holding it for him. Bro, that triggers me. This one makes me mad because I was an iCarlier. I messed with the iCarly. You're trying to tell me, oh, everything is a lie in the movie industry. Everything's a lie. The Lion King. We just talked about Scar earlier actually being in the movie Hercules, but in The Lion King, tiger roars were used because lion roars are actually a little too quiet. So did you know all those roars were actually from tigers and they actually weren't from real lions? That's kind of crazy to think about. I never even thought about what a roar from a lion sounds like versus a tiger. But tiger roars were used in Lion King. Everything we heard inside that movie is a lie then. I'm not okay with that. I'm going to be honest. That kind of triggers me when I really think about it. You have been bamboozling us. Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Okay, you guys. So the voices of Mickey and Minnie were actually a married couple. Wayne and Alwan and Rusty Taylor. According to Disney, Mickey and Minnie are just dating. Wait, that's so cool though. A couple is actually you end up going. That doesn't ruin this for me. Wait, but the fact that they're just dating kind of triggers me. They're not married? Put a ring on it, bro. Put a ring on it, Mickey. Why you got Minnie waiting around for you for so long, bro? Wife her up. But that's so cool that it is actually done by a couple. So when they're saying, I love you, wee, I love you, they're actually saying it and they really do believe it too. That is awesome. Well, there you have it, you guys. You enjoyed today's video, drop a like. Hopefully these secrets didn't ruin your childhood. They probably did though. But if you enjoyed, subscribe and press on more videos you see on the screen right now to watch more videos just like this one. And I'll see you over in those videos.